So who has the right idea with this Echo pick?
Everybody wants their chance to be to make their name and become immortal. Talk about Echo a little bit later, but big matchup will be the top lane. As we said, Quas did decide to stick with that Ignite teleport.
Yep. And speaking about Quas and the top laners, Ball shared his thoughts on what makes Quas such a tough top laner.
Quas is known for playing, doing really well in trades in lane, and whenever he gets ahead, he knows how to use his advantage. And we have the same champions, we play pretty similar, but Quas is able to play more other aggressive champions.
And that aggressive pool that Ball says Quas has a little bit better handle on, but he can still bring out the Fizz here, and Fizz can impact the game greatly.
Yeah, and as he said, you know, if Quas can get that early lead, knows what to do with it on Hecarim.
Yeah.
Get some teleport plays towards the bottom side of the map. All right, so far though, invade spotted, so we will have mirrored wards. Both teams gonna get down the lane swap wards. Try and figure out the matchup here. All right, so talk a little bit more about Echo, just because, as he said, he's gonna get through a lot in the early stages here. He did come out powerful, but
yeah.
And we'll probably see him picked a lot as well, just because everybody wants their chance, you know, to make those famous plays. I also really like the theory craft. Whenever a new champion comes out, I really love the plays where you get to name the play after the player, just because it's so magnificent. And I'm very excited to see somebody utilize Echo's full potential.
So you're saying we're going to get to dominate this game?
What I want to see is the most amazing recall bait. You can pull this off with Echo.
Okay.
If you recall back to base, you can still ultimate back out onto the map. So if you recall by a ward or something you're going to try and bait with, or an objective like Dragon, and then use your ultimate back out onto the field and use the massive AoE to take down a team, that is the type of play that I'm looking for, and I hope that some of the players have been, you know, thinking outside of the box, looking for those types of plays, because those are the ones that are named after you and make you immortal.
It becomes very, very difficult. We're probably not going to see any of those plays from Dominate's Echo just in the early part of the jungle. Rather, he's going to be harassed here by Meteos, which will 1, slow him down.
Yeah.
And then 2, make it harder for him to get those levels to even want to get into lane. Already using parallel convergence for the shield to make sure it's safe farming.
Yeah, and that's an important indicator. We were going to watch, you know, not only the jungle matchup, but the mid lane. Meteos already having the confidence, get in there, steal away some of the Echo jungle, keep him down. And you're very right. Jungle Echo, a lot less possibility to make those huge YouTube plays, just because a lot less farm in the jungle. It's an underpaid position. Mid lane gets way more opportunity because they can build full AP. We'll see what Dominic decides to go for, though. He could opt for the AP Echo from the jungle. It's just much, much more difficult to pull off, and you need to snowball.
Also could hurt from Incarnation's pressure onto Phoenix. If Phoenix has to go back, take Raptors, start taking the jungle as well to get in this one. Could be pretty tough. Seems like he got enough minions here to clean up and make it pretty even, but he's going to miss these ones, actually. No, he won't. They don't push up to the turret. Actually plays it very well with the melees.
The crowd feeling his pain.
The crowd felt it, getting in his own head there. 4 minutes in, Incarnation places a ward just above himself. He knows that Meteos is on that side as well. And actually, this would be great now. You see Dominate going for the same spot.
Also, little tricky action up on the top side of the map. Quas, he's shoved in his lane and immediately looks to use that advantage. He gains a small amount of time where he can leave the lane because he pressured balls into the turret, and he goes to help Dominate with the counter jungling, try and get it back from Nunu. They're able to get that red, so no 3 buff for Meteos on the Nunu. And really, Dominate has Quas to thank for that. Even though it's a jungle play, jungling is always a team objective, a team activity they need to bring and involve everyone in.
Very nicely played. Seems like they got the lane matchup so they could make that happen with Quas in the top lane, being the ones who got the deeper wards, using that knowledge to their advantage on the side of Team Liquid. So with that play, we'll see where they actually go here. Dominate knows he has kind of an idea of where Meteos is going to be now. Helps him to be a bit safer, not have to pressure too much for his early Echo jungle, which he seems he's doing pretty well at. 12 to 19, so still looking to get himself back in. Double ranks for Phoenix in the mid lane as he's getting pressured out pretty hard here by Incarnation, who looks to go back soon.
Meanwhile, we see Echo in the jungle.
slowly making his way. He might have to go down to bottom soon. Sneaky and Elimination both continuously pushing in Piglet special here. Not too much damage has been traded or CS in anybody's favor. But they're trying to make sure that if pressure has to be given, Dominate's going to have to give it to the bottom
So
lane.
here's Meteos going for a risky play. Because, yes, his mid laner's doing really well, but the mid laner's not there for him. So even though there's that advantage, very risky, and it might cost him a summoner spell if the bottom lane cuts him off. It does.
Yeah. I was going to say, let's see how that interaction works. And at the cooldowns, Dominate didn't have too much more chase, but a good flash blown there by Meteos.
Yeah. So that's the whole point of relying on that strong mid lane matchup.
Yeah.
You can get chased out right there. It does cost him the flash, but bottom lane may be the ones to pay the price in the end.
3v1 right now. Sneaky doing what he can from the outside to save Elimination. It's only going to be a few more shots, and Sneaky not being able to provide too much. Very low in mana in this first engage. They're still looking to get anything back off the auto attacks. One more relentless pursuit into the fight. Focus onto Piglet, focus onto Dominate. They do get the summoner heal out, so getting a little bit out of re-engaging. Good first blood, however, from Liquid to come up strong in the bot lane. Really focusing more onto Piglet throughout this season, way more than they did last season.
Yeah, another strong move there from Dominate. Early on Echo, they're able to catch Elimination out. That's where a lot of teams have found success attacking Cloud9's bottom lane, because Sneaky has been the main damage source for the team, the consistent. Ooh, nice interrupt there on the LeBlanc W.
Distortion block, I like it. Also had the shield for shifting sands, so he didn't really get hurt at all either.
Yep.
The Emperor's Divide goes down. And I don't think we're going to see Dominate here anytime soon, so you can see Incarnation, even without that many wards on his top side, still pushing in right underneath the turret. Incarnation makes his way out of any aggro range. He's safe, but he's winning this lane.
Incarnation with no mana, but Phoenix with no health, so.
Right.
Health wins out. Yeah, Incarnation, you know, despite what
Gotta know it's a bait.
Despite what we've heard about the Phoenix matchup, doing very well. He's got all the key points to the Azir LeBlanc matchup down. The interrupt on the distortion before she can hit the destination so she doesn't deal damage. Shoving her into turret very early, as we saw, to force miss CS. And Phoenix definitely paying the price there. So eked out a small CS lead for himself, Incarnation has. And provided that mid lane pressure.
All these forward wards placed in by Meteos, that early Sightstone, just allowing them to grab that dragon very easily. And you can see they still have a bit of vision on Dominate as he enters into the jungle. So he has not really been able to go anywhere without Cloud9 knowing, except for the first hit they had on Red, which has not seemed to stop Meteos whatsoever. Still playing strong. He heads to the top side. Looks like Elimination's going to go ahead and 10 down to Sneaky so he doesn't get dove here.
Yeah. So Elimination finally makes his way back. He did go on that very common support journey into the enemy jungle after recalling, grabbing that
early Sightstone.
Grabbing that Sightstone. He went to place some deep wards as well to help out with that vision game, and arrives back in time for the minion wave at the turret. So the CS up here.
See where they go. Push the shield on. Ardent Blaze connects, but no follow-up. 69 to 69 in this lane. Very, very even with still Piglet having the kill. He's rushing that Sheen for a little bit more front-end power in the engages. We'll see where Incarnation, the rest of the team, goes after this.
Yeah. Not only does he have that kill in Sheen, but he's hit level 6 now, so he's got the barrage of rockets available. Really turns the lane. A lot more power here on Corky's side, and he should be just fine. Plus, they invested in that first pick, Alistar.
Yeah.
The perfect bodyguard here.
Still waiting for that Quas teleport as well. He comes into the bottom lane. Somebody gets pulverized just like that, and with a Hecarim on board, you would be a dead 80 carrier support. 86 to 70 up there, and he's consistently pushing Balls back. Balls has just pushed his wave to go back and try for Krugs a bit.
Yeah.
So he's trying to get that CS back right quick.
A little bit slow on that one. Phoenix does get a nice trade in. Bonus for Phoenix. That top lane, though, very good to mention that because Quas is doing really well, and he is invested in the early home guards.
Yeah.
A couple of games we did see Quas just decide to go pure split pushing, and he just straight rushed Trinity Force.
Yep.
But he is looking for a cross-map play this time around because he pretty much already has the matchup in hand.
Yeah.
Working with that early CS lead he's worked up against Balls.
That kill potential as well with the Ignite teleport instead of Balls running the teleport smite.
Very true.
So probably catch somebody off guard at least once.
In order to do that, they need to get more wards out on the field, though. Team Liquid are having a hard time just because it's double Sightstone Rush against Nunu. It's really hard to keep up that vision game against this Nautilus-Nunu combo. Meteos doing a good job not only smiting Raptors for the buff, as Dominate has as well, but dropping pink wards and keeping that vision game up.
Definitely a lot of control wanted right now on the bottom side of this map. It looks like they also know where the wards are being placed. We see a few pings coming in from Team Liquid here. They play it safe for the time being. Once again, that engage, it is a level 6 Xpecial. He's going to throw down the ultimate. He finally does, but it might be enough to take him down. Xpecial's forced to go back in to finally save Piglet. Sneaky flashes forward. Parallel Convergence comes in. Dominates now in the fight with the phase dive. Could it be enough to carry him off, though? The early damage may not be there. Dominate looking for the Time Winder, but it's just going to be an auto attack. Now on to Lemon Nation. If he can get out the slow, he might get the catch, but I don't know if it's going to be enough damage to finalize the big tank. Lemon Nation just walks away from that one. A little bit repaired there from Team Liquid, but a good engage by C9.
And that is exactly why so many teams are now focusing the bottom lane of Cloud9. Sneaky and Lemon make a huge play. They make a 2v2 outplay by themselves, but no deep wards. They've all timed out, even with the new jungle, so they don't see Dominate arriving, and they do get caught. Dominate with another move down bottom to capitalize, help out Piglet, and get a kill for himself this time.
So help all around. Dominate 1-0-1, having an assist in the kills all around the map so far. As we see Xpecial just playing the ward game, trying to get a few forward and see if any more will come his way so they can defend those. Wants to go back out and get the pink. So just a little bit of breathing room here for the rest of Team Liquid. Mid lane, Phoenix seems like he wants to go pretty aggressive, and he is not winning these trades by any mean off the bat.
Yeah, completed Morella Nomicon already for Incarnation because he had that earlier recall. Got to use his slight advantage to complete the item. Since then, though, Phoenix doing a good job catching up. Double support roams with the task of clearing out wards around mid.
It's a back and forth between the items. Some finished on the side of Cloud9. Morello Nomicon, as you were saying, BF Sword Pickaxe, but you're going up against Fade Sheen now, so you got that poke as well. It's definitely going to be a good fight from both teams here, barring the fact that they take too much damage to start it off, and I think that might be what we're seeing right here. Liquid trying to get in a good spot. The teleport is first from Balls. Quas is going to answer, but it's not a home guard Hecarim coming in here. He is able to grab the kill, actually. Coming in first, nicely onto Lemon Nation as he was trying to route the other side of the fight. Balls is right in the middle. 4 members of Team Liquid able to focus him down. Meteos going down in the fight to the hands of Piglet throughout that, but just not what Cloud9 wanted.
Yeah, Cloud9 with a little bit slow there on that invade. And Team Liquid, good collapse. Dominate was able to land the slow, back off, and then get his W up.
Yep.
Wait for that small travel time.
Ooh.
Close off the exit.
50-50. Like it. So the teleport's coming in big there. Quas actually not even using the Ignite within that one. Team Liquid finding pretty much everything they want. Dragon's still going to be what's coming up next, and that might just go over to Cloud9 here with what TL had to expend in that last fight.
Yeah, so far with the Nunu, this is the advantage of Cloud9. Just trying to stack the dragons. It's really difficult though to fully utilize a dragon advantage when you are significantly down in gold. So at this point, the gold disadvantage is manageable for Cloud9, but it's going to become very, very difficult for them as we get to number 3 and 4. Even though they have stacked up the first 2, in order to win the next dragon fight, Team Liquid would have to be out of position and they would have to make a misstep as far as allocating resources, because Team Liquid...
They'd have to make a big misstep. They're relentlessly pushing their wards forward here. They see everything Cloud9's doing.
Plus, they're about to hit the double Trinity Force spike. Oh, Quas, though.
Misstep, what, Kobe? Here comes the calling. Quas still going to be pretty tanky out of this. And parallel convergence is going to keep everybody just from re-engaging. I don't think they wanted it anyways from the side of Cloud9. They're still trying to repair what happened here in the early game. Put them 2,000 gold down. Right now, bottom lane just crashing into the turret for Liquid. Nobody's picking that up here. Cloud9 just has to focus on other things. Right now, to deny the blue buff would still be pretty good.
All right, collapse here from Team Liquid. They want to answer 5 people moving up. Quas does not have teleport, or Balls does not have teleport, so Cloud9 are going to be outnumbered.
Oh, Meteos thinking he can get in, gets bumped out of his absolute zero, and only a few more shots needed to take him down. Quas picks that one up. Now a 202 horse, only getting bigger.
Yeah, outnumbered, going for the invade, and Cloud9 pay the price here.
Strong lane, strong game for Team Liquid here.
Yeah.
And it's happening again.
Their dragons that they've gotten do not give a lot of power in the early game. The main power is if you're ahead to be able to force the hand of your opponents. But it should be Team Liquid's time to take over the game. As we talked about, mid-game focused. They've got the Trinity Force on Corki already, and Hecarim should be close to completing his. So if they do a good job with their vision, then they might be able to make a play. Let's see if Balls can make a play down here. He's waiting patiently for it.
See if he can.
He's hoping for a face check from Piglet.
We heard him talking earlier. You know, Quas can play more of these aggressive champions. Although they share some of the same pool, we see Hecarim just kind of take out Balls' fizz within this game. So he said it himself, that this would kind of happen in lane. Expecting it, still now trying to repair. Only 7 CS behind, but not able to make the same impact in the team fights here. Yeah. Sneaky now to clear out the top wave. A little help from Elimination so they don't get themselves into too scary of a situation.
Able to even up the turrets now, but still, the extra kills for Team Liquid. They're working with a fairly significant item advantage still. And they have an approximate timer on Dragon as well. So they should be able to set up for that in time. Plenty of wards as well to set up a teleport play, as Dominate has opted to go with the full tank Echo as expected coming from the jungle. Going Sight Stone for utility, and he'll be relying on his passive triple hits, as well as the utility that he brings with his giant AoE stun.
It's a big nuisance out of the jungle. Time winders everywhere. Parallel convergence. Huge cast range, actually, which can really separate a fight if a team doesn't know how to get around it, or that they can just walk through it without him being there. Phoenix going deep. No real chains to come out there and any extra damage. Xpecial may find himself in a spot he does not want to be. There's that parallel convergence. Just kind of separating everything for a quick second here.
Yeah.
Balls the bot lane should be able to get this.
Let's see.
Actually, I don't know.
Let's see if Quas is heading down there to try and cut him off.
He's definitely going to push him off before that wave can be of too much help.
Got the cannon.
And that's just when the wave reached the turret. We saw that previously. I said that was crashing into Cloud9's. They were not picking up that CS, so they're kind of a little late to the janitorial duty here in some of the lanes. Not giving them the lane pressure they want, just outright. They're always trying to clean up and trying to recoup here. Coming up on 20 minutes. Good lead by Team Liquid so far. And if Phoenix can keep doing that, Cloud9 is not going to want to start any fights. Trying again. That could have been Incarnation going down if he connected the chain.
Well, good thing for Cloud9 he did not, because Incarnation is going to be the main focus for the team now. Keeping him up, keeping him blood boiled. They need that Azir, constant DPS, to actually turn the team fight if they are going to take one during these mid stages. Otherwise, they should just play defensively. They should probably not try to contest this next dragon because they are, out itemized at the moment.
Yeah. Well, gotta say he's definitely having a bit of a better game on Azir. Last one was last week versus Xiao on Impulse, and Xiao went 8-0-8 in that game. So Incarnation is righted the ship here, at least in that matchup. Kept himself alive throughout the laning phase.
Yeah. All right, though. Team Liquid setting up for Dragon, 40 seconds ahead, getting all their vision down. Really nicely set up by them. They've got the double Trinity Force. They even have a teleport ignite opportunity with Quas if he wants to go sit in Fountain and charge up his home guards. So Cloud9 definitely need other options. Nunu does open up early Barons since the Cloud9 are focusing a lot of vision over here. Maybe they go with a risky play and they try and trade the early Baron for Dragon.
We saw it in Europe.
Very risky, though.
You have a team that can get over the backside of that wall. Prepo was going crazy when they did it with Bard, but this entire team, except for Nautilus, can get themselves over. Good pressure by Liquid here in mid lane, and they're not going to find anything. The pressure here from Sneaky and Balls on the outside says this is what we want to focus on, and hopefully they can drop this outer turret. Sneaky's already going to have to back off, but Balls does finally get that one to go down so they can start to open up the map a little more. Still looking for the mid turret, though. This goes to show you just how much pressure Team Liquid has had in general on the map when you still have that up.
Well, yeah, a fairly good trade there for Cloud9 to... They know they can't handle that poke. Uh-oh.
Woo! Bye-bye. Oh, maybe. Cloud9 going pretty hard here. A little bit of a tunnel onto Phoenix. They're still going to depth charge, so he can't follow up on any of the executing kills, and they are going to be able to get out of that. Few too many ultimates used, though, to disengage.
Yeah. Cloud9 try to get with the collapse. You have to be very careful, though, when trying to go for these trades. The 1-3-1 split push while Team Liquid shove up mid and trying to abuse their LeBlanc plus Corki poke at the turret.
Yep. So clean up the side lanes now for Liquid before they really get themselves into any fighting. Great forward ward so far. They're sitting on the Triforce spikes. They can really get a good fight out of the team if they get the right positioning. We've seen Phoenix trying to pick people off, and right now Incarnation has been that target over and over again. The calls coming from Meteos and Lemonation throughout the game, mostly Meteos, especially during times of being down, trying to get the team back in line.
Yep, strong vision control. There's the Dragon. Cloud9 should not and will not contest. I talked about the possibility of that sneaky Nunu early Baron trade for Dragon, but because Team Liquid covered their bases, they were able to get wards up on the Baron. That's not a possibility. You do not want to get your hands caught in the Baron jar this early in the game. So not on the table for Cloud9. Dominate, definitely no stranger to those sneaky Nunu Baron plays.
Nope.
And you will not be able to pull that off this game.
He goes side to side on Echo. Now at the top side of the map, he's going to be getting scuttle control for the team. And it looks like a little bit of that Baron control is recognized, that the fact Nunu is on the side of Cloud9. So they want to start locking down the vision on that. With 6-2, the fight's going to definitely be in their favor. If they find it first, they're more powerful. Phoenix already able to put that needlessly large rod inside his inventory. His Incarnation's looking for the Abyssal Scepter, saying it hurts too much, but I still want to do a little bit of damage myself. Righteous Glory onto Lemonation. You guys need a little bit more of a way to get back into the fight here.
Quas is on the chase there. Balls, it looks like he's caught in the enemy jungle, but playful Trickster away.
A little bit of love.
Able to escape.
A little bit of love indeed.
Or
trying to take down the huge horse. Dominate, getting out of balls. You can see not too much damage. Just trying to facilitate more of the team being able to get there and collapse down in the fight. Cloud9 putting their foot down now, saying we want to start being the ones to pressure. And we'll see how Liquid responds. They've been on the foot on the pedal the whole time. It looks like now they're on reverse.
Good turret there for Cloud9. Cross map move. Meteos, though, takes a bit of poke on the exit. So they were able to use Balls getting caught in the jungle, quote unquote caught. All right, well, let's see here if they end up paying for it.
Ooh, Dominate trying to run out. Depth charges on. Meteos is trying to follow the backline as Balls comes in here. Dominate should not be living too much longer. Goes for the chrono break. He escapes. Parallel conversion, not going to be able to come out and shield him at all. And there's just too much catch up. He was not able to use that phase dive to a champion and get the movement speed.
Cloud9 crawling back into this game through shot calling. Able to make a play on the bottom side of the map. And a little bit of a misplay there from Team Liquid.
Yeah.
They get a kill on the back of the turret as well. Smart game plan from Cloud9. See if they can keep it up, though, because they do have to deal with minion waves now. They spent so much time bottom. Looks like they're going to be able to recoup the rest of the gold.
We saw the first time they had to react, a little bit of a mistake. Went a little overkill for the fight and lost one of their own members there. 2-1 in the Dragons. So it would be good if Team Liquid could stop that move to 5 here from Cloud9, and they have with the most recent one. So that closes the gold a little bit. Also allows Cloud9 to get more wards in the forward part of the map than they had before. It was real dark before, and now they can start to get a little more pressure on this.
Yeah, good job by Cloud9. Recognizing the strength of grouping versus the double assassins from Team Liquid. We saw them control the double assassins very well in that last engage. Even though Phoenix jumped back out.
Hello.
Dominate was in line for the calling.
Feeling pretty confident about this engage. Nice dredge line to the terrain. It's going to get Lemonation to safety here, but Team Liquid still focusing in on this one. Quas with the TP home guard goes right for Sneaky. He's down to about 30% HP immediately and is trying to kite the fight out now, dominating the front line. Phoenix and Xpecial on the top side as they still go for Sneaky and Lemonation. Sneaky's now in a bad spot, but he relentless pursuits, trying to get the safety, still goes down. A nice sigil coming in from Phoenix, takes down Lemonation as it's going to be Xpecial in the trample to get a final kill. Ball says fishy stuff on the backside, but Incarnation cannot follow up, and Liquid in and out, basically unscathed. Everybody's got pretty good health bars.
Balls with the free willy right there. Lands his fish and then hops right over it. Xpecial's head. And no effect on the fight at all. So Team Liquid able to use the teleport home guard. They get to the back line. Quas does his job, and they've got control of Baron Pit.
Woo! Going in. Nice dip back and use of that distortion by Phoenix, making sure they don't have any chances to get themselves closer to that Baron. Balls really wants
he wants to make a play.
One more engage. The focus needs to be on Baron. Balls gets in. He steals the Baron. He had the smite and he used it perfectly. The team is up, so Cloud9 gets that on 4 members.
All right. He made up for his lack of team fight.
They were so worried about Incarnation the whole time.
Well, they've also got a minion wave to work with. They're going to get a turret off it as well.
Absolutely ridiculous. Beautiful play by Cloud9 to persevere at the Baron Pit. Balls coming through with a huge play after being put down in lane all game to bring the team back in.
It's the kind of thing you don't want to have to count on, but you'll definitely be glad when it comes through for you. Now they've got 3 members in the enemy jungle. Can they make a play on LeBlanc? They've got the Raptor buff on Meteos, so they know that they are...
Oh.
Oh, they got it.
Oh, it's a quick move. That's the depth charge, and that's the call. Oh, man. They pop the clone. They pop Phoenix. He goes down, so they are going down all across the map here, Kobe. Let's watch this one more. So much focus on Incarnation when this guy's the problem.
Yeah.
Balls.
You're not used to having to deal with 2 smites, but Balls, he just gets up to the edge of the Baron Pit. His ward that he dropped over the side, and he outsmites.
Drops the trident. Thank you very much.
Woo.
Walks out. 16 seconds on Dragon. You can expect Cloud9 to force this a bit. They have all the wards they need to chomp that one down, especially with Meteos. And it's going to have to be lane repair here from Team Liquid, at least on the bottom side. Looks like Phoenix has that under control, so the rest of the team might try to give a little bit of pressure to this Dragon.
Oh, man, yeah. I was downplaying this early stacking Dragon of Cloud9. But they still have Nunu. They still have the double smite. So neutral objective control. Now that the game is coming back towards even and they've been able to make up for the early game losses, Cloud9 sitting very pretty here. They've got the late game of Azir Nunu to rely on. They've been able to work their way through their mid-game hardships.
That's almost 2 in a row we see quick mistakes as Team Liquid is pressured. In the bottom lane, we saw Dominate go a little hard after they dove onto Quas. He got out with the ultimate. Now at Baron, they kind of get themselves into a sticky situation. Can't find themselves out. Both of those times have given Cloud9 a huge chance to get back in this game. And now it's only about an 800 gold lead. That kill under the turret. It'll be a little bit harder until you can break the shield. But Piglet and the rest of the team still looking to go hard for these kills. They're not giving up.
That is definitely a full tank fizz right there. LeBlanc shrugged off.
Just finished that frozen heart from the last fights.
That was very little. Yeah, that's exactly what Cloud9 want. Fizz to be the focus. Yeah. They want Balls to get into the fight first to try and start baiting people. Because not only is he extremely tanky with the build, but he also has the low cooldown Playful Trickster. It's also maxed. just to create some havoc. Now, what I like to top off this build with, I don't like to go 100% full tank fizz. A Blade of the Ruin King for the last item, since you already have Spirit Visage, makes him really good at taking down any other tanks in the game. Not only because of his W and the Blade of the Ruin King, but the mixed damage as well. Zero turret going to try and make pressure, buy time for the Fizz split push.
Oh boy.
He has teleport.
Quas coming in again. There's the TP coming in from Fizz right in the middle of the fight. That means he has the backline in his eyes if he wants to, and he goes right for Piglet. It can't be helped. He misses the fish, actually, so Balls rather not getting what he wants out of that fight at all. Meteos gets pushed out. Xpecial's getting the rest of the peel for their team on. Now they're on to Elimination. Liquid has all the focus they want after that error.
Ooh, Team Liquid able to get another great initiation with Quas from the Hecarim. They force the issue and run straight up mid.
Straight up mid, Xpecial to be a brute force tank here, being the first guy to put his old butt in the way, and they'll be good. He knows what he's doing. He's a veteran. Gets that, quickly kicking these down, and it looks like they're going to be out with an inhibitor nicely. I don't think any real danger is going to be coming their way. Phoenix getting a little edgy there, but he also takes Sneaky down to about 20% HP on the way out to make sure they cannot just flood out the base and stop these backs here. Great play by Team Liquid. They actually stopped on that one. After they got the advantage, they didn't go too hard. That's what they fixed through the past fights now.
Ooh, what a close game we have here, Riv. All right, so yeah, Quas, great move right there to get around Nautilus.
So did Piglet dodge this, or did he just miss the fish? See what happens.
And Piglet on the outside. Yeah, he's just able to kite.
She just kited it out
the entire time. And Elimination also got hit up by the parallel convergence. Halfway through, they were able to land the one-man stun, and it really separated the team fight as well.
Yep.
You do get a lot of zone control out of that Echo, and the Azir Lucian locked up on the other side of it, so splitting the DPS from Cloud9 off from the rest of the team.
Yep.
Like we were able to collapse.
All right, what kind of core items are in inventories now? 80 carries are 3 items each. Frozen Hearts for Quas and Dominate here as they're really trying to shut down the damage this Fizz can do, that this Sneaky can do as they get into the fights. And that teleport was probably one of the best that Cloud9's going to get into a fight, right onto the back line. And somehow Team Liquid were able to dance it out very, very nicely. 32 minutes in, those Triforces still doing a good amount of damage. Pushing top. Quas in the bot lane, so it looks like they're going to start spreading Cloud9 thin here, and we could actually get a fight if this wall of offense does not show themselves. C9 doesn't have the wards here.
Cloud9 should get their wall up there with Azir, bring him up, and they could defend this turret. A little bit slow on the rotation, though.
Very, very slow on the rotation, especially for a turret that you can route a team and get behind for the engage. Team Liquid only want the turret, though. Playing it cool and collected in this one.
Yeah, Cloud9 have to be very careful because Quas was able to make that initiation on Hecarim without using teleport previously. He does have teleport now.
Leave it up to everything, Kobe, and a pink ward is what you start the fight over. Dominates a little too close. Chrono break back to the fight. He's nice and healthy now. That's going to be Meteos going down to the Ignite. Balls to the backline again, not able to hit that fish as much as he wants. It stays alive, even through the chain, and Phoenix goes down, and now the fight is on to Echo. Dominate gets hit up, Incarnation gets himself out of the fight. Sneaky's trying to kite this one out. Balls, or rather Quas, able to chopper him down, cut him down with the Hecarim Q, and now they're on to Elimination. It's only going to take a little bit here. They know they don't have to worry about Incarnation at all, but they also could be getting a push on here. That's it. Leave the kill to Piglet. Very smart move and start heading towards the objective.
Well, can they finish this off? Because Incarnation is going to do his best to delay them and buy time for Meteos. All right, just the threat of Incarnation poking over the wall with those Sand Soldiers is it enough to dissuade Team Liquid for full commitment. And we see another drawn-out team fight. With how many ridiculously tanky champions we have, whoever's mid or AD carry goes down first is the team to lose the team fight. That's okay. So keep track of Piglet, Phoenix, Incarnation, and Sneaky. Those are the 4 main ones. Special gets chunked out extremely low at the same time as Meteos. Those are pretty much, you know, frontliner for frontliner. Meteos tries to stay alive by eating the Wolf here, but this is basically everybody converging on balls there, Fizz in the back, and the opposite for Cloud9. Incarnation able to get away for a second here, dodging this missile. And that's the only thing that saved Baron for Cloud9.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for that, it would have completely cleaned up the entire fight. Cross-on Hecarim. Very, very strong force as far as this game is concerned. Doing a significant amount more than the Fizz in the team fights.
In the replay, I noticed that Chum the Waters actually hit the clone and not Phoenix. So
that's one of the
that'll
things.
smart.
That's one of the things
That'll
that Hecarim has over Fizz. Since they build very similarly, they want to do very similar things. Hecarim can just guarantee his ultimate to the back line. Fizz has to really work that fish around to try and get it on the right target because there's so many strong frontliners here. It's hard to get to the back line.
To Team Liquid's credit, they are dodging and being in the right spots for Fizz's ultimates. Balls has got himself to the right spots. They are just making it very hard for him to actually come up big on any of them. Parallel Convergence gets thrown up towards the top side, so Dominate has that down as they try to lock down Balls. And Sneaky here. Sneaky not in a good spot. That's going to activate Baron. Baron takes down Sneaky with the help of Quas on that one. They're going to get a good hit onto Piglet here, but they're quickly also just going to trade the damage back over to Balls. Another victory in the favor of Team Liquid. Piglet has actually gone down to the fight and the, I believe, Trident in the end on that one. A good hit coming up. Absolute Zero able to do a bit, but not enough to the health bars of Team Liquid as the alright Kobe. Oh my, the triple kill as Phoenix starts dishing out some huge damage.
The benefits of a full tank Echo is that you can stick in the same spot for long enough for the 4 seconds to catch up. And the ultimate from Dominate there, not only healing, but landing a big chunk onto Incarnation. Baron up for Team Liquid. They should be able to now take the inhibitor. This is basically the biggest swing that we've had in this game.
Yeah.
Finally, Baron going to tip the scales and get them that pushing power. With Sneaky down at the beginning, there's no way Cloud9 come out of this with anything beneficial happening. There's so few DPS, players in this game. If one of them goes down at the very beginning, even though you've got 2 versus 3 over here for Cloud9, sticking around for that, just waiting for Team Liquid to collapse, they all end up going down. Whew.
Like it. Echo able to be used in these skirmish fights that just last forever. You got 2 on one side, another 2 or 3 fighting on the other. As long as he can get his ghost in the right spot, he's definitely going to be helping. Especially we got Phoenix distorting back in. That's what we saw just in that fight. Makes it now 21-8, 38 minutes on the clock here. And Team Liquid definitely making the Echo pick work. Did not in the early game. It wasn't the reason for everything happening. But starting to come out big. They definitely know how to fight around it. We haven't seen many teams be able to do that. Piglet 4-1-12. We talked about him a little bit earlier. Definitely a better season. Things just seem to be hugely on board with the communication for the team.
Pretty strong game here from Team Liquid. Cloud9 able to pull back a little bit in that mid game with some smart calls, but too many kills for Team Liquid. And Quas still hasn't died on this Hecarim. In the bottom lane, the split push takes its toll. 1 turret down. Looking at number 2 here, and they'll probably collapse onto this inhibitor.
10K gold lead.
Oh, he forced the flash with just parallel conversions.
Just a few minutes ago, C9 had closed this gold lead, but now it is Team Liquid pushing all the way in. It's not going to be much longer for C9 in this game, Kobe. It does not look like they've been able to iron out the wrinkles just yet. Team Liquid's going to move themselves onto a 4-1 now, being tied with Dignitas in the top of the list as they look at the Nexus turrets. It was only going to be so long in this game. Strong play from Quas in the top lane, strong play from Phoenix in that mid lane, and the rest of the team was able to pretty much carry along with that. They're on to the Nexus. It's going to be 40 minutes for this one as Cloud9 did as much as they could to come back in the game, but it just did not pay off. Team Liquid take down Cloud9 to go 4-1.
Yeah, great job there by Team Liquid. A very strong all-around performance from them.
Yeah.
As Cloud9 continue their slide. They had a good split bottom. They had a Baron steal that kept them in the game for a little while from balls, but not able to pull out, not able to execute in the team fights. And Team Liquid were able to secure their victory after the early strong play.
Great adaptation to making errors after their advantageous moments. As we said, Liquid faltered in the bot lane. They lost Dominate after Quas got out alive. Then they faltered at the Baron. But after that, they said, you know what, we're getting advantages and then just throwing them away. Get the advantage and be happy with it. Sometimes that's a hard thing to do, especially in a high-intensity game. But they were able to calm themselves down and really able to make the right calls and the right moves. It did not help that somehow Sneaky was caught out there at the end of that fight, at that Baron attempt, that really started to just catapult Liquid even more back into the game to give them position. See what kind of damage charts we have on here. Piglet